Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again this week. Now today I would like to be sharing with you guys 4 main criteria on how to identify a good location. Now, a lot of home buyers and investors today, when they scout for a property, the first thing that comes into their mind is always about the location. But the question here is that how do we actually identify a good location? There's simply just too much information out there, and sometimes it could be confusing. So today I would like to be sharing with you guys 4 main criteria, and it serves like a checklist, alright? In order to identify if the property is well located, these are the 4 main criteria that it has to fulfill. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, point number 1 is to look into the population of the location. Because at the end of the day, it is the people or the population that drives the demand of the property. So this factor is quite useful, especially when you're comparing properties of different locations. For example, I am comparing property that is located in Shah Alam and a property that is located in PJ area or KL area. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, what are the type of population that is in that location? And also, is the population, is there a substantial amount of population to support the development that I'm looking into? Alright. Also, under the same point, we have to look into, in that location, is there any constant pulling factor that will attract other people from other areas or other states to move into that location? If you have that, that will be an extra point. So what I mean by constant pulling factor are things like job opportunities or education. Is there any famous university or colleges in that location? Or is there any tourist hotspot that will act as an attraction point? That will attract people to move into that location. Okay, so that is point number 1, population. Now, point number 2 to look into is in terms of accessibility and connectivity. Now, a good location will always be easily accessible by main highways or main roads. And also, it has to be easily connected to other areas by main highways. So why is this important? Because when it is easily connected, it is convenient for people in that area to travel to other areas. Hence, people like the convenience factor. And because of that, it is also easy for other people from other areas to come into that location. And that's basically what we want, right? To want people to come into that location or attract population in. So connectivity and accessibility, alright? Now, point number 3 is also to look into the amenities. Why amenities? Because people like convenience nowadays. So things that you need to take note is to look at shopping malls, hospitals, schools, colleges, university nearby. The closer the proximity, the better it is, because according to the current trend, the younger generation, people like convenience. It is best if everything is located in the same place. That is why in the recent years you can see developments like a mixed development or township concept development is more trendy nowadays. Okay, so amenities, this is something that you have to do research, find out what is the amenities nearby. Okay, the closer the proximity, the better it is. Now, the last point here is to look into the developments in that location. First thing is to look into the existing development. Is there any current matured development or matured neighborhood nearby already? Now, ideally, you will want to invest in somewhere that is already surrounded by a matured neighborhood or developments that are already matured for quite some time. And also study a bit about their market value. What is the range of transaction price there? Because that will give you an idea on your future market value of your property, right? Because you're investing in that location, right? That actually sets up a safety net environment for your property. Okay. The next thing that you have to look into is, what are the future development in that location? Is there any future booster, like any future highway coming up, any future government project, any future LRT, MRT that is nearby? Those are the potential booster that will further boost up the value of your property. But of course, in this category, what we are looking into is to look into any safety net. That means looking into the existing development nearby, because that is the safety environment, and then look into study the future development, the future potential that will further boost up. So by looking at these 4 main criteria, naturally you are actually filtering out properties, and also it sets up a systematic approach for you to look into, a checklist, right, for you to go through, and it also in the process helps you to minimize your risk when you're investing in property. So those are the 4 main things to something that you have to look into when you pick a good location, right? Number 1, again, population. Number 2, accessibility and connectivity. Number 3, amenities. And number 4, look into the development, whereby you look into the existing development and also what are the future development. Okay, so of course, on top of that, the last thing that you want to look into is in terms of the pricing of the property. Do a bit of research on the market value of the location, the pricing of the properties there, and then do a comparison with the current offer that you are looking into. Is that pricing overpriced, on par, or below market value? Of course, ideally you want to look into something that is on par or slightly below market value, right? Even though it fits the 4 main criteria, you may not want to invest in something that is so high in price. Okay, so there you go. These 4 main criteria will give you a better picture on how to pick a good location, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so I hope this short video clip helps, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.